Yo, YouTube, what's crackle like a jacket smack, and it's Waffle Man for video back with NBA Talk Episode 3. And we've got some very disappointing news for the Cleveland Cavaliers, at least maybe not disappointing for everybody, but maybe for you Cavs fans it might be a sign of rejoicement. I don't know why. Your team's the top of the conference anyways, but David Blatt, coach of the Cleveland Cavaliers, has been let go. Now he's been fired on the Cavaliers off day last week, and the players were notified via call that he was fired. And it kind of comes off as a surprise, but not really, because he wasn't really that coach that was supposed to be there to be coaching this type of team. I mean, this team was a championship title contender, and he was there to bring, develop players, and he was supposed to be there to bring his new Princeton offense from overseas, all this other stuff. And he was signed before LeBron James even agreed to go back to the Cavaliers, so LeBron didn't have any say in David Blatt. I think if we went back in the past, LeBron wouldn't have wanted David Blatt as a coach because he was new to the NBA and he doesn't have any really championship experience in this NBA. Overseas he might have championship experience, but in the NBA he doesn't. He's completely new to the NBA. He doesn't know what's going on, and he doesn't really have control of his Cavaliers locker room. He kind of lost the locker room in the past month. It seems like players weren't happy. Players didn't want signature introductions. Players just didn't want any part of celebration. I don't know. It just seems like a very disoriented team, and I don't know who's to blame on this. Do you blame LeBron James? I mean, LeBron, it seems like he already resented David Blatt, as you can see from last season, this season. Remember the game last season where he pushed David Blatt to the sideline as he was talking to the referee? Like, whenever has a player done that to a coach? I've never seen a player done that to a coach in all my years of watching the NBA. And if you think about him versus David Blatt versus a person like Greg Popovich, nobody would ever dare question Greg Popovich. You would sit your ass on the bench. Now, of course, Greg Popovich has credentials, but for any coach, I wouldn't question them anyways. I mean, what are you questioning? But this nigga LeBron, he has the audacity. Now, LeBron is a champion, but he still has the audacity to substitute himself out of games. One game, I think it was back on Christmas, where Kyrie Irving was in the game, and David Blatt was waving to Matthew Dellavedova to come out of the game, and LeBron said, no, don't take Matthew Dellavedova out of the game. So you know who had to leave the game? Kyrie Irving had to leave the game. So it's just a bunch of discombobulation. I don't know what's in store for this franchise. I mean, like I said before, was it David Blatt's fault? The Cavs are leading the Eastern Conference. They are actually second in opposing points per game, which is great. So they are definitely playing defense, even though their players on their team don't really necessarily dictate defense. It's really started by LeBron James, but a lot of question marks, a lot of people determining whether they should trade Kevin Love, which is such a debatable topic because the Cavaliers weren't this same team this season from last season. I mean, last season at the beginning, they were really struggling until they really got going, and even the trades they made and the moves they made back in summer last year or 2 years ago when they traded Wiggins for Kevin Love, and then they got Iman Shumpert and J.R. Smith and then Timothy Mozgov, and then this offseason, which I think they did a great job in signing Richard Jefferson and Mo Williams. It seems like I don't even know where Mo Williams is at. Like, he's been playing good in the beginning. Now you don't even see Mo Williams barely getting any minutes. Richard Jefferson didn't even really play in that Warriors game on Christmas. So it's like people don't know the rotations properly. They don't know the lineups, and the coaches has no control over what's going on. I can't blame him. The locker room, the team, there's just no chemistry. And even if you look at the teammates and how they, play games and how they interact with each other, Kevin Love has to be the most hated in that locker room. One, because it seems like some nights he's just disappeared from the game. Two, because he doesn't really play any defense. His defense is atrocious. His pick and roll defense is irrelevant. And three, I don't know, he just, there's something about him that the teammates, I feel like they don't like, because, come on, we all know that on Instagram, on Facebook, Twitter, we see all these pictures of the Cavaliers. Kevin Love is left out of almost every single picture, to where it comes to a point where Kevin Love actually photoshopped himself over a teammate's picture just to be in one of the pictures. I mean, this is insane. Kevin Love is a former All-Star who could have been still an All-Star, and you know, I used to like Kevin Love a lot, man, but ever since he's been on the Cavs, it's just not the same Kevin Love, man. The offense is run. They made him into a jump shooter, and he could do so much more. I think he can still post up. He still has a great hook shot, in my opinion, and it just regulated him to a jump shooter. And because he's shooting in the perimeter, he can't get those rebounds he used to be getting because he used to be pounding it inside. And now it's just LeBron James ISO or Kyrie Irving ISO or J.R. Smith chuck up a contested shot. I mean, this is not David Blatt's offense. This is the Cavs not running his offense, so I can't blame David Blatt, man. In all seriousness, I just don't think the Cavaliers can beat the Warriors and the Spurs. And think about it. They lost to the Bulls last Saturday, which was, I don't know, they've been losing a lot of games lately. Not really, but they've lost some key games down the stretch right now. But in my opinion, I just think they can't beat those teams, man. I mean, just look at your roster, look at your team. Sure, look at the coach, but even Tyronn Lue, who's now being paid as one of the highest coaches in the league, even him, it's going to take a while for him to, like, get this team back on track, because this team, even though they could beat most of the teams in the East, some nights, in order to compete with teams like the Warriors and the Spurs, you gotta have effort, man. And watching some of their games and some of their highlights and watching B-ball breakdown, excuse me, they just don't have the effort, man. It's just, I don't know what's wrong with this team, but like I say again, I'm gonna say this team is just, I don't think they're built to win a championship. All their pieces together, I don't know if they fit anymore. And just looking at them, it's just something wrong, man. And if you're gonna have Kyrie Irving and Kevin Love not playing defense, then LeBron's gotta step up immensely. Someone's gotta be out there playing defense, but that's just my opinion. We're gonna be talking about more about this firing on the AO podcast at 10 p.m. It's gonna be on Agent 00's channel. Link to his channel is in the description. He just reached 30K, so shout out to him. But seriously, we're going to be talking about all NBA, if you guys know, on the AL podcast, 10 p.m. Eastern time. Link is in the description. Hit me up on Twitter. Follow me on Twitter for all the information. And yeah, leave your thoughts in the comment section of what you think about David Blatt. As always, I will be in there replying to the comments. And for now, I'm out. Peace.